So understanding what you are saying, the other part of your question is that understanding or knowing does not come through this whole effort of the mind. Understanding comes when you really sit in silence, in that state of meditation, in that state of relaxation. The understanding automatically dawns upon you. That is the understanding. Understanding is little more opening, little more clarity, where you see more clearly than before. In that state of relaxation, something starts becoming more clear. And that clarity is the understanding. So there is no understanding, but you can gather the knowledge through your effort of the mind. You can accumulate the knowledge. You can accumulate the information. You can make yourself more knowledgeable, a scholar. But it is not something that you make yourself more knowing. You see, knowing does not come from there. So if you see the interview of these people who have climbed the Everest, when they reach to the peak, on the first moment of happiness, of achieving something, and the next moment of depression, then what next? What next? Because that was there, the willpower, the pulling of reaching to something. When you already reach, the mind becomes absolutely desireless. So what next? Mind always wants to keep the desire survive. So the depression comes, that now what next? Like ask any people who are trying to achieve something in their life. They want to become president of USA or prime minister of India or become millionaire. Ask any millionaire, they are so depressed people. You see. That is why they call the journey is more joyful than the destination. Once you reach there, there is nothing there. For the mind, there is nothing there. That's not the understanding. That's not the understanding. So this is same mind which plays the games. I hope I make it clear to you.
તો મને એક પ્રશ્ન થાય છે કે તમે કીધું કે જે એક્સેપ્ટન્સ એ આન્સર છે અને મનનું મૃત્યુ છે. તો જ્યાં સુધી ગુરજીએફની વાત છે, ગાંધીની વાત છે, પતંજલિની, એ લોકો તો એમ કહે છે કે તમે જેવો છો બરાબર નથી, તમારું ડેસ્ટિનેશન ક્યાંક બીજે છે અને તમે સંકલ્પ યમ એ કંઈ બધું જો પ્રાપ્ત કરો અને હાર્ડ વર્ક કરો તો ખૂબ જન્મમાં કદાચ તમે પહોંચી શકો. જો રોકાવું, અટકી જવું, સ્ટોપ થવું એ જ રસ્તો હોય ને જોવું કે નહીં આમાં ગતિ કરવાની જ નથી, તો પછી આ લોકો જે કંઈ માર્ગ બતાવે છે કાં તો 100% ખોટો માર્ગ છે, કાં સમજણ જ નથી, અને કાં પછી જો થકવીને એક પોઈન્ટ ઉપર જ લાવવાના હોય કે હવે ખ્યાલ આવે કે નહીં નહીં અસલ વસ્તુ તો સ્ટોપ થઈ જવું, સ્વીકારી લેવું, કોઈ પણ વસ્તુનો ચેન્જ મારે જોઈતો જ નથી, તો પછી પહેલા સ્ટેપમાં જે વસ્તુ કેમ નથી આવતી?
See, there are two different ways to approach this. It's like the path of a Siddha and the path of a Buddha. The yoga, either it is Patanjali yoga or Gurdjieff yoga or whatever you are calling it, it is the path of a Siddha. Siddha means power. Siddhi is power. How do you get to the power? Through the effort, through the mind, mind's effort. So mind is an instrument to get to the power. And the power comes to the mind. So there is a possible way of slowly going and reaching to that one point, one focus point where it can explode. You see, like you go on putting the air into the balloon, at certain point it explodes. It explodes. But the mind is very cunning. It does not allow you to go to that point where it can explode. So this yoga, the path of yoga, the path of Gurdjieff, was a technique to take this mind to the ultimate point where it explodes. It explodes. In normal way, if you are trying with the mind, you will see that the mind immediately changes the dreams or the path or the effort so that it does not reach to that point of explosion. Like if you press this hand and then go on pressing, at certain point it opens up by itself. So the end point, it is possible that you can explode this mind.
100%.
Yeah, but then it is a very tedious, a very long path. That is why they say after many, many lives that you might achieve to something like this. But the easiest way is, if you really want to open the hand, why not? Why you do this like this? Just keep it open.
Already open.
Understand it, you see. So instead of going to that path of Siddha and reaching to that, like if you want this water to come to the natural state of coolness, the silence, and the water has no understanding that because of the outer disturbances which is beyond control, it gets disturbed. So the disturbance also is a part of the nature. It goes into misunderstanding that it is searching somewhere to remain into that state of silence and coolness, because the sun is there, because the heat is generated through the sun, the water becomes little hot, the wind is there, it makes the water move when the wind is blowing. So this is outer factors affecting on the nature of water. If the water has no understanding that the outer factor where it has no control over the sun or over the wind, and not accepting the way it is happening on its nature, and try to remain into the coolness, then it goes into fight with the ripples, the waves, the heat which is there, to cool it down or to silence the ripples. This is the beginning of the Siddha path. The water has gone into the Siddha path. So there are certain techniques which can agitate water more than the agitation happening through the wind. So you can agitate your mind in a strong way than the agitation happening through the outer events. You see, these are the ways that normal breathing is not disturbing much, but if you make pranayama, so you create a lot of disturbance. So the agitation by artificial means, which we call the techniques, can create somewhere, slowly a heat is generated into that water because of the techniques. And then water reaches to that 100-degree point where it transforms into vapor. It transforms into vapor. And then the vapor again transforms into cloud, and the cloud again transforms into water, which is cool and quiet.